You were a star child, let your light shine for all the world. When you open your mouth to reveal a pearl, let it shine more, just to light the path. If it don't add up, man, just do the math. If it ain't for you, let it pass on through.
How you doing? This is Terrion Wilson, aka your boy Brotha T, here with another one. So this channel is called T's Life Tree. And on this channel, we like to drop little pine cones of wisdom for you. And if you don't know what that is, stick around, stay on the channel, you'll get it. All right, so today we're gonna start our astrology series, okay? This is gonna be the first part in our astrology series. I'm gonna break down astrology and kind of, I'm gonna add my little twist on it, okay? Put it like that. Okay, I'm not going to give you all the information because astrology goes very deep. So there's, but I am going to touch on, general aspects. Okay. So the first thing we're going to tackle today, we're just going to talk about the elements. Okay. And I'll explain. So, most people are familiar with some sort of zodiac, even if you don't really get into it deeply. You know on the surface level, even if you don't deal with it, you at least should know your sun sign, right? And that's the day you were born, your main sign that gives you a general impression of who the person is. Most people know their sun sign. All right. So for instance, I was born on March 1st, which makes me a Pisces. Whatever sign out of the 12 you are, I'm sure most of you know this. Let's get into the elements though, because a lot of people don't know that aspect of it. All right. So each sign breaks up into one of the four elements. As you know, there's four main elements on the earth that we deal with. We deal with earth, fire, water, and air. Okay, those are the four elements. Also in astrology are the same elements: earth, fire, water, air. Okay, your sign, no matter what it is, it's going to fall within one of those four elements. And so what does this mean? You might ask. Each element represents different emotions and the way you go about life. Okay, so just a general overall view of who you are. Now, if you want to go deep into who you are, you're going to have to get your whole birth chart. And we'll get into that later on in the series. Today, we're just dealing with the elements. Okay, so let's break this down. Okay, so fire. These fire elements are Leo, Sagittarius, Aries. Okay, so if you're one of those signs, you're considered fire. What fire represents is spontaneity, intuition, passion, inspiration. A lot of times these people are first to react to things, okay, positive and negative sometimes. So if you're one of those fire signs, this might be part of your overall, general impression of you. Okay, so let's do earth signs. Earth signs include Taurus, Capricorn, and Virgo. So if you are those, you are earth. They're more down to earth, pragmatic. They're stable. Okay, they like that. Make sure everything's solid before they take a leap. We'll get into that in a minute with the other two signs. If you're in one of those signs, that might be a general overall picture of who you might be. Now, the next one's air. So under air, we're going to get Aquarius, Libra, and Gemini. So those three are air. So air signs, these are the thinkers. They're people that analyze a lot. They like to communicate, and they are the doers of the zodiac sometimes. Okay, that's one of the aspects. All zodiacs can be doers, but they're known for this, right? That's part of their overall general theme. And last but not least, we have the water signs. And the water signs are Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. So water signs, they're known to be intuitive. You're going to find through your lifetime, you're going to find a lot of psychics and mediums. A lot of them are going to be water signs. That's what they're known for. Also, they're known for having emotions. Depending on the sign and depending on the person, emotions can display itself in a different way. Now, I'm not saying if you have a guy that's a water sign that he's going to be over emotional, he's going to be this. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that's what drives us. Okay. So you might have a guy that doesn't show his emotions outwardly, but if he's a Pisces, Pisces are known for having emotions. So he might not be showing you, or he might be showing it in a different way. Some guys lash out violently because of the emotions they can't contain in a certain way. So those are the 4 elements. Okay, so try to take a look at your sun sign, see where it is, and you'll know what element. Okay, one thing to take note of when you're talking about relationships and compatibility, one note I'm going to give you is that anything can work. Somebody cannot match up with somebody else's sign, and you guys can make it work as long as both parties are willing to put the work in. You can make any relationship work. So I want to put that out first. But there are some things, if your signs match up, sometimes you'll have an easier time getting that little that little intangible thing that you can't really explain. Sometimes you're just compatible, okay, because you fit. For instance, water signs and fire signs usually don't mix. I'll tell you a little funny story about this, right? So for those that really want to disagree with me, for those that want to say I'm a fool, I don't know what I'm talking about, I'll put it to you like this. They say certain signs don't fit with certain signs, compatibility wise, sexual compatibility, and even just getting along, right? So I'll tell you, I've had a few relationships. Out of the last few relationships I had, I've had some pretty rough experiences, okay? And that does not mean that person's a bad person or I'm a bad person, right? We both it didn't work, right? Just two people, maybe, just maybe, we weren't meant for each other, okay? So I started doing a little more research and started digging into it deeper. Okay, so what signs are not supposed to go with certain signs, right? And of course, I mentioned earlier, I'm a Pisces, right? And I'm like full Pisces. I'm Pisces of the Pisces. I'm right at the top of the highest point you can get to where the sun is. I'm that type of Pisces. So, I'm Pisces all over. Now, so what am I saying? As I've done, when I did the research, I really don't go with fire signs and air signs. Some air signs and some fire signs I don't go with. My element doesn't fit with their element, because water fits with earth. It doesn't necessarily fit with air, and it really doesn't fit with fire. Okay? And in the inverse, fire goes with air, right? Fire, what happens when air hits fire? Spreads. So they go together more. Okay? So back to my story. So I'm doing this research, and they say, you're not compatible with these fire signs and these air signs. So you want to stay away from these fire signs and these air signs. What I noticed out of my last 3 relationships is that I had 2 fire signs and an air sign. Okay. So what does this mean? Because that could be just coincidence as well. So I started reading deeper. Okay. So what are some of the things that cause this incompatibility? The signs were there. I was reading. Okay. So I'll give you an example. So Pisces and Sagittarius. Okay. They say you're going to have a problem with this. You're going to have a problem with this, with communication. There's going to be a problem here. And it basically, in reading that, I just said, wow, that's both of my relationships with the Sagittarius. They just spelled it out. And I thought maybe, just maybe a little bit inside of me, I was like, maybe that's just coincidence, right? So I kept doing my research. Okay, I was incompatible with this air sign. Okay, once again, these are the problems you're going to have. They see life like this, you see life like this. It's not that they're bad, you're good, they're not, or whatever. I'm reading and I'm like, that explains that relationship. So now I take that in consideration. I'll take this time to hammer home once again that you can make things work as long as both sides willing to put a lot of work in. It just so happens that if your signs don't match up, it's going to be hard to get that to work. That's all I'm saying. So that's going to conclude our first episode of the astrology series. We're going to have many episodes in this series. So I want you to tune in. Make sure you look at every episode, especially if you really don't know this stuff and you're just getting into it. I'm going to usher you into it, okay? I'm going to go as far as I can take you, and then it's going to be up to you to do the rest of the research, get the rest of the knowledge, okay? So just to recap, today we talked about the elements. There are 4 elements in the astrology chart, okay? And they break the 4 elements down. No matter what sign you are, out of the 12, you're going to fit within one of those elements. Once again, just to break it down, the earth elements. The earth elements are Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo. The fire elements, that'll be Aries, Sagittarius, and Leo. The air signs, that'll be Aquarius, Libra, Gemini. And the water signs, that'll be Pisces, Cancer, and Scorpio. This has been your man, Brotha T. I hope you learned something. If you did, I want you to like and subscribe, okay? Help me out. If you have any comments, leave the comments in the comment section, and I'll see you on the next video in this series. I am out of here, family. Peace.